everyone, and welcome to Thursday Live Lessons. My name is Aldrine. I'm your host for today, and joining me are these two fine gentlemen, Mr. Aaron, the voice, Nakamura. Say what's up, Aaron.
What's up?
And Mr. Kahai, the legend, for again. Say what's up, Kahai.
What's up?
The boys are back, and we're in our brand new office for the second week in a row. Yeah, how was last week, Kahai?
Good.
It's okay.
Did it work out for you? Any anything you want to say? Anything you notice that is different? Any new setups? Anything that you're doing differently from the old set?
When I edit the audio, there's a lot less time spent cutting out between when like somebody goes, "Oh yeah, that's how it is," and then everybody else is just quiet. Yep.
I didn't even know that. Like, so when we do the at-home ones, because I'm usually like, right, Kahai? And there's like 5 seconds of silence.
Yeah.
All right, on. So we are in our brand new office. We're going to be doing a Low Friday Live Jam tomorrow from here. So with that said, I do want to remind you folks that we changed the time on the private lessons. We used to have private lessons on Fridays, but private lessons are going to be Mondays and Tuesdays from now on, from 9 to 3 Hawaii Standard Time, okay? So instead of going from 9 to 12, we're going to be extending it to till 3 o'clock, so I guess 6 additional hours with those 2 days. Should be good. I'm actually super excited to be able to kind of help people out on the same day instead of like Monday, Tuesday, and then Friday. But then I guess some people like have they want to do it on their weekend and stuff. So I apologize for those people, but this is good. It's tough because I do them at home, the private lessons. So if I'm coming from here, filming a Low Friday Live Jam, and I gotta rush back home and and do the private lessons, then it's a little bit difficult. So if you guys are wondering why we did the change, it's because I still want to do the private lessons from home. It's just a lot more intimate and a lot better. A little bit related, I guess. My wife has now relinquished that back room to me, so I now own that office. Because it was before like I was borrowing my wife's office, But unfortunately, her business is one of the small businesses that had to close during the pandemic, and she's a photographer. It's kind of tough to social distance and kind of take pictures of somebody correctly and give them directions. So luckily, she's one of those businesses that can just start up whenever this thing is done. It did have to end because she's not getting any business in because it's tough, social distancing and whatnot. But so I now own the full office. So it's been pretty cool. So I've been there's been more room for me to do the album because I've been talking about working on the new EP. So it's been a lot better. I can do I've been doing the stereo microphones with the one in front, so like all that space isn't bumping into a bunch of stuff when I'm in our office. It's been pretty good. I've been hanging up some stuff, but now that we no longer film over there for Thursday and Friday, I don't even know why I should decorate. This is pretty bare. But this is Thursday Live Lesson, and what this is you guys ask us questions and we try to answer them to our best abilities and come up with an answer for you. I'll answer them. These two guys have given their 2 cents and we'll present to you the best answer that we possibly can. So we get your questions via email, via UU+ forums, via voicemail, however we may get them. We try to answer them as best as we can. So Kahai, give me the first question, bud.
This one is from Mikkel.
Yeah. And
he said, does it make sense to you that Uke cover versions use more 7th chords than the same songs being played with the guitar? For example, for a song in the key of C, the guitar would use a G chord, but the uke might use a G7 chord. I might be wrong. It's just an observation. He actually has 2 parts to this question, but maybe we can just answer. Yeah, that
okay.
part.
I think it depends on who's teaching it or who's playing it and stuff, because the voicings of G and G7, and you can only do it in the key of C. It's not like if you're in the key of G and you're playing G7, that totally doesn't work. But if you're in the key of C, you can that G chord in the key of C is going to be a 5, in the chord family. So that 5 works by itself, or with that with that extension of that 7 or G7, it goes nicely to the back to the C. And the reason being, it's on ukulele especially, we got these 2 notes, these E and A strings. That's making that very nice dissonance, which then resolves to the C, and that's missing from G. supposed to. I mean, guitar can do that also. You know, there's definitely G7s on the guitar, so your observation is it's not wrong. It's just that a lot of beginners, you know, will learn the G7 chord in relation to playing in the key of C, because in playing the key of C, that G7 transfers really nicely from your F chord. Okay, so when we were kind of growing up learning to play ukulele, when we played surf, when we played the song Surf, which has the chords C, A minor, F, and G7. You can totally play a G there and it'd be totally fine, but we learned a G7. It's just easy for beginners to kind of know that just leave your pointer finger there and then get to the G7. And that's why the first thing I mentioned is I guess it would depend who is teaching and who's learning the song that, you know, that or who's playing that cover, you know. So if it's more of a beginner and they're kind of used to that transition of going to the G7 chord, then yeah, sure, I could kind of see that. But you know, if it's a more experienced player, they will, you know, either go to the G7 or go to the G, depending if they use like a D minor 7 or, you know, F with that C there. It just, you know, depends on the voicing. I don't know what guitarists would say, but it is on the guitar. Do you have a guitar? Never mind. So with the G, it looks like this, okay, and then the G7 kind of looks like this from the. So it's kind of like, imagine there's 2 strings up here, just the 6 strings on the guitar. G7 kind of looks like that, or G7 looks like this, like our B flat would on our ukulele, but then with the ring finger off. That's what a G7 would look like. So for guitarists, it is easier to play the regular major chord than it is with the 7th chord. So I think most people, if they're doing covers, say like on YouTube, most of those people, you know, just kind of started out. They want to show their progress and stuff. So you'll see G7 on the ukulele because it's a lot easier to finger that chord in the key of C. And in guitar, it's a lot easier to play G than it is to play G7. So that's kind of that difference, just from a teacher's, you know, perspective on what you would use. But later on, you're gonna learn that it's, you know, it's the same either way. If you play G7 there or if you play a G there, it should be good as long as you're in the key of C. But as far as others, like other keys, so that explains C. But if I was in G, same thing too. Like instead of playing a D, which would be the 5 in this case, same thing as in relation C to G. So if in the key of G, it'd be G to D. Okay, so it's easier for me as an beginner ukulele player to play G, D7, then going back to G, because D7 only takes 2 fingers to play, whereas the full D takes 3 fingers to play and then down, you know. But I think on the guitar, yeah, same thing with the guitar too. If I'm playing G, then D would be this way, because D7 would be like our G7 on the ukulele, but the guitar has to kind of go. These fingers have to go back up, as opposed to like if you're playing the D, then going back to the G. Most guitar players would play this G, and then that ring finger can stay to play that D. I'm just kind of explaining in relation to guitar, you know. It's tough for all you uke players that don't know guitar, but I have to show this to just show the relation, okay? So yeah, that's probably why you see a lot of, you know, a lot of the time it's more the 7ths being used for the 5 instead of the regular major chord. But the major chord works. It's not like it's, you know, it's that much of a difference. There is a dissonance, you know, in the 7ths that the regulars don't have. But I believe that is, if not, you know, not a big contribution, is the reason.
Yeah, it's more like a stylistic choice, right? If it's easier on ukulele to transition, then you might as well use the G7. Right. If it's not like a crucial substitution, right?
That's like why we tell people that they can use E7 instead of a regular E too, sometimes.
Yeah, and that the big one that you always use is the B minor 7. Versus B minor.
B minor. I'm glad you brought that up. So it's as easy as that, or as, you know, it's as clear as that. I always use B minor 7 as opposed to B minor because it's just a lot easier. There is a sound difference technically versus, but when you're changing chords, you don't really hear
Yeah.
it. So
And you're doubling up on one note,
Yeah.
so it's the same.
So it's tough to hear with if you don't see this, if I put it down here, playing a B minor versus a B minor 7, it's gonna sound exactly the same. For those people who are saying like, oh, I hear the difference, I was playing B minor 7 only the whole time. They're like, now I can hear it. It's like, no, it's that's a trick. No, just joking. I did B minor and B minor 7. But yeah, it really depends on what the easier what fingering wise, like what would be the easier without making too much of a difference, like Aaron was saying. If it doesn't change up the
song, like the
song
sound of the song.
Yeah.
But if it is crucial to the song to be either G7 or G or whatever 7th or the major, then use it. Yeah, don't change it.
Don't.
I think the farther you go into music, the more you realize like, oh, you can actually get away with playing technically the wrong thing, but you're if you're playing with somebody else and they're playing one chord, you can get away with like playing a lot of different chords. And nobody's gonna be like, hey, that guy is messing up. He's not playing the right chord. Yeah, because like
as long as it's related or
for
fits in somehow.
For my song last week, like I was playing like 2 chords that aren't even sometimes I play like chords like F and D minor, which is like the relative major and minor, right? So that makes sense. But I was playing like chords sometimes where it's like an F and a C, where it's like they share some notes, but there's also some differences. And if you play it the right way, like if you don't play it obnoxiously, you can get away with it. So yeah, and sometimes it's like when I'm playing with other people, I'll do that on purpose. They'll be playing like a D, and I'll play like a B minor 7. Add in that like little extra note, and it adds in like a little bit of a flavor. So I think if you're playing by yourself and you're just like experimenting, it's a fun way to experiment to figure out new sounds and stuff.
Yeah, I think it's interesting though, like with the ukulele, like I don't know if it's the same topic, but for example, in that B minor 7 that we're kind of talking about, what's cool about the re-entrant ukulele is these 2 notes, like the 2 on the G string and the 2 on the A string, they're a whole step away from each other, which doesn't work if, say, you were playing like F here and G. Like hearing those 2 like next to each other doesn't quite work. But here it doesn't work either if you play it together.
Just those
chord,
2.
but with the chord, you don't hear it.
Yes,
it's kind of cool. I don't know what the science is behind that, but it I don't know. You can get away with a lot of like minor 7 chords instead of just playing the full minor chord.
Or like the pull-off technique that you do. Like
that's true. Or just like
a lot of times the G note is not even in the key that you're playing in, but it still works. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. It's magic. So just say I'm sure there's an explanation.
Yeah.
But let's just chalk it up to magic, right?
Musical magic.
Have you tried that with piano too? Because with piano chords, you can play chords where you're just like playing all the notes at the same time, and they're called like they're cluster chords, right? It's just like ba ba. It sounds really harsh, but once you start breaking up the chord into like you playing it more like an arpeggio, and you're still holding down all the notes, but you're playing it one at a time, then it's much more easier to digest, and it's easier to be like, oh yeah, that sounds like that's a beautiful chord. It sounds,
that's
there's
true.
no dissonance to it. So.
Yeah. Because like when you strum down an ukulele, it's not like you're playing all the notes at the same time. It's like kind of a rapid arpeggio, when you're doing the strums and stuff. So that maybe, but like for example, like in guitar, there's like the Hendrix chord, where like I think the note on top, like or the note that like makes it the Hendrix chord, is like a half a step away from another note, but because it's like at a lower octave, it makes it sound really good. Like the dissonance sounds good in that chord, but it's really trippy because normally when you just play those two notes together, it sounds off.
Yeah. And I think when you learn more music or kind of widen your horizon, things that sounded dissonant to you before, it's like, oh no, it actually doesn't sound that bad, you know, and I can understand why that person intentionally played that way.
Yeah.
So you can kind of have a greater appreciation for things that are, you know, supposedly, oh, why don't you just play the right note? Why can't you just play the right note in jazz? But it's like, they are playing the right note. It's just the right note isn't right to you, right? So.
That's one of my favorite Office quotes. Where like Angela's like, "What? Jazz is stupid. Why don't you just play the right notes?" Gotta put that in the show notes, guy.
Yeah.
Just play the right notes.
He's done it before.
We have a surprising amount of Office videos. In our show notes.
Yeah, I don't know. It's cool. Music is fun. Music is awesome.
Yep.
So next question.
So this is part 2 to Mikhail's question.
Yeah.
And he said, I also wonder if the uke and guitar have different most common keys. For example, E is a hard chord on the uke, but it is very easy on the guitar. In contrast, F is a hard chord on guitar, but very easy on the uke.
Yeah, I mean, straight up answer. Yeah, there's a difference between the two, but there's also a similarity between the two because the guitar is 2.5 steps down, you know, like from an ukulele, but chord shape wise, they kind of they're similar, you know, they share the same. So for example, the easiest chords to play in the guitar, or let's just go ukulele first and then go guitar in comparison. Ukulele, hands down, right? C is like the easiest, you know, key to play in. Then what? G, then maybe D, then maybe A, yeah, F. So those like 5. Those 5. Let's see. C, A, G, D. What else did I say? F. Okay. So with that said, now on the guitar, like if we took those same same chord shapes, so this C right here, you know, that we say it's really easy on the ukulele. You know, guitarists would say that one of the easiest keys to play in is in the key of G, and that's exactly what the ukulele chord shape is. So ukulele chord shape for C is the same as the chord shape for the guitar for G. Hopefully I'm explaining this well enough that you guys understand. Now, what was the second one? We said G, you know, is another easy one to play in on the guitar. Oh, sorry, on the ukulele. On the guitar, this shape right here is in the shape of D. So they, you know, it's kind of the same. Like another, any guitar player will tell you like, okay, well, you know, the easy ones are G and D. Like D is an easy, you know, key to play in. But that's kind of like playing in the key of G on the ukulele. So they're kind of similar because the chord shapes are similar. But then it's just going to be called under a different name. Like for example, you said E, you know, so an E chord in the guitar looks like this. What does that look like? It looks like an A, which we mentioned earlier. You know, A is pretty easy to play in the ukulele. So what is easy on the ukulele also translates to what would be easy in the guitar. It's just if you just look at the shapes. Relative to the shape. Okay, so ukulele and guitar chord shapes share a similarity. So those shapes. So I wouldn't look at it as like the key or the chord itself. I would say that there are some shapes that is easy to play on both guitar and the ukulele. Yeah. So that's a great question, though. That's an awesome question because E on the ukulele, it's totally hard. The equivalent to this, it would be a B on the guitar. And you ask any guitar player, it's like, is it easy to play the key of B? It's like, no, it's not. You know, and just like if you were to ask an ukulele player, is it easy to play in the key of E? I'm going to tell you, as a professional ukulele player who's been playing for decades, it is not. It's not easy to play in E. So it's in relation to the chord shape. Some shapes are easy, some shapes are difficult. I think you should really kind of look at it that way instead.
I think if you look at Mikhail's question, though, too, like the chords that he point out that are harder, or the keys that he point, is the ones that have more bar chords, basically, for him, right?
Yeah.
So and that
And
is
same
like,
thing, same thing for guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ukulele
it
guitar.
is. Bar chords are harder, and if you play like a full set with bar chords, your hands are gonna get tired.
Yeah.
But at some point, bar chords aren't scary necessarily, and I think you stop thinking of it as like, oh, that's your scale shifts, right? Like from bar chords are the hardest chords to play to like chords that Benny Chong does, where it's like, yeah, that's pretty tough. That is gonna be my next hard. So
it goes from like open chords to bar chords. Like the bar chords are hard, and then it goes to like there are easy bar chords, and then there are like really hard bar chords.
yeah, and then every person who plays, right, bar chords. If you play a whole set with bar chords, so you're playing 5 songs with bar chords. I think everybody gets tired. Their hands start getting worn down, and musicians just like the more you play, the more you learn like cheats to like. I'm playing the bar chord, but it's not as clean as I should be playing it, or like you're not really hearing. I'm kind of muting some strings to relieve some of the tension there is. So as you keep playing, like play the bar chords, because the more you play them, the more like kind of workarounds you're gonna figure out for playing them, and it's gonna be easier that way too. Like where even if you have to play a song where it's all bar chords, it's like, if I can play that song. It's not that hard, you know. I know how to play other things. I know how to work around it.
I was like, for those people who don't know Betty Chong, you know, like what kind of chord can I show them to like give them an idea? Because I don't know any. But if I were to make one up on the spot, say like this is our D minor chord, okay? But say instead of, you know, like this A, you wanted this G, and that was your melody line, but you still want to play it down here. And imagine I'm playing a low G, okay? So you want to keep these 2 bass with this, but with this note too. So you do something like this with your thumb that you're playing those 2, pointer finger on the A so that you can have this, and then the pinky finger on that G note that you're playing. So it'd be something like that. That's the kind of chord that Benny Chong plays.
That he comes up with.
Let's see. Do you have a low G? Let's hear how that sounds like on now.
Yeah. People might be thinking that we're like exaggerating, right? But
so you got this low. It's beautiful though, you know. It's not even like. Oh, sorry. So sorry. Hopefully, I didn't ruin people's ears and headphones. I just whacked that. My bad. So, I mean, all like easy and hard is really relative. Like, you know.
Yeah. And the better you get, your scale is gonna shift. Like you're just there's always gonna be things that like for us, what we refer to is like wiping the belt, right?
Yes.
You come across something that all of a sudden you realize like, oh, I am a beginner at playing this technique or something. I'm going back to white belt. So there's always things that you're gonna encounter that is just like, or hopefully, you know, because if not, if you just like, you're like, oh, everything in playing ukulele and playing music is so easy. It's just like, that's kind of boring. Like you, I think the more challenging something is, the more exciting it is too.
Yeah, that's why I got bored of cardistry, guys. It was just too easy.
You're not watching people who are better than you, then, right? Like if that's the case, then you haven't seen people that are better than you.
I only watch beginner videos. Makes me feel good about my cardistry skills.
Yeah.
That's why I moved on from magics and tricks to illusions.
Stage illusions.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm working on getting that Statue of Liberty, right? I'll get it one day.
You gotta solid in half first, and then you get to that. Small steps, man. Small steps.
Yeah,
but you'll get there. You'll get there.
That's for the beginners. I'm an advanced magician.
The hard part is getting a willing lady to be cut in half. Or 2. Oh no, I guess you can just have the fake feet. No, never mind. Sorry, this isn't magic secrets revealed. Never mind. Okay. So, next question.
That was it for the questions that we got during the week.
Yeah.
But then we did get a student review from Rob.
So Rob sent us, a video of him playing Don't Think Twice. And we believe it's a Bob Dylan song.
Yeah.
Right, okay. So just making sure. I don't want to be like, it's Bob Dylan song. I was like, no, that was written by the great poet so-and-so. But yeah, he sang this Bob Dylan song with his, brand new baritone, like Kanilea baritone ukulele with his Kanilea shirt, his Kanilea hat. Man, Rob,
He's repping it.
He's repping that Kanilea. Like I feel like Rob's gunning for my job. Like over Kanilea. It's like they're gonna look at Rob and look at me, and they're like, Aldrine's not representing hard enough, man. Maybe look at Rob instead. Give him Ukes. But all joking aside, I thought it was great. I thought you did well. One of the things that I would kind of change is where you're kind of hitting the strings, because the baritones is a little bit longer and a little bit wider this way as well. You kind of have it more back here. You're gonna get a better sound if if you're finger picking on top of the sound hole. Okay. So also when you're kind of anchoring your pinky, your wrist is kind of still like this way. You want it to be right here. You want your wrist to kind of go a little bit over so that you're hitting it at a better angle. So instead of kind of hitting it, I think we talked about this last week, from the side of your thumb like this, you want to hit it from an angle like so that when you hit it with your thumb and your pointer finger, it's kind of coming in at this angle instead of this. So you don't want it at this angle, because that's gonna get you very it's a sound, but like you want a good, nice and clean, clear sound, which would be right here on top of the sound hole. Other than that, left hand looks pretty good, and it's not perfect, but who's looking for perfect? He's not looking for perfect, I think, and I'm sure that it as well, but I don't know if you just learn the song. And the changes are a little bit tricky for now, but I think the more you play the song, the more consistent it's going to be as far as chord changes. But I don't see a problem there either. Just positioning of the right hand, but it's great. It sounds good. I think the ukulele sounds really nice. Rhythm wise was pretty good. It wasn't like
he was consistent.
Yeah, he was consistent
with his right hand for the finger picking too.
So I thought it was good. Good job, man.
Yeah. I think Rob. When we see videos of Rob playing and stuff, ever since the retreat, it kind of seems like, I don't know, I don't have anything really to tell you to work on, because I kind of know that you'll probably get it anyways, regardless of whether I point something out or not.
Yeah.
And because I think the biggest thing from the retreat to how he's playing now is he's playing way more relaxed, right? He's relaxing his whole posture, and his whole body is more relaxed when he's playing, where at the retreat it was a little bit more robotic.
Yeah.
And getting over that hump, it's now it's just just keep playing. I think you'll just get better the more you play.
Yeah, and I think he's really putting himself out there, because I mean pre-pandemic, I think he was looking for open mics and places to kind of perform at, so that he was okay, I'm working on this song because I'm going to perform it in front of people. So if you set kind of goals like that and you put yourself in that kind of position, it will force you to be better, because iron sharpens iron. I guess in that sense, because if you're just in the comfort of your own home and whatever, you're okay, well, it sounds decent enough, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you put yourself in a position where you're open for people to kind of hear you and see how you're doing, kind of create a better when you're giving yourself that kind of pressure.
Yeah, I think there's two ways to improve, right? Is by putting yourself out there, and then by woodshedding, you lock yourself in your room and you say, I'm not coming out until I get this. Right. And it both work though, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good, man, and I think you're doing all the right things. Like we mentioned, you're putting yourself out there. I don't know if you're still doing stuff now, with the with all these pandemic stuff going on, but if if you have a chance to go showcase yourself, and it doesn't have to be an open mic, it could just be a lot of like families are getting together, zooming it up and whatnot. You can just be like, hey, let me kind of like show you guys what I've been working on. 'Cause, who wants to talk about the weather for like the 50th time in a row, or like politics or whatever, where it's like the same thing. But instead, it's just like, hey guys, can we take a break from all this, world is burning thing, and just can you listen to to this song? I just learned this Bob Dylan tune with my brand new baritone, and there you go. You put yourself out there, and it feels good too to kind of share music with others. So
yeah, I know like Jacob Collier said that he's learning how to play viola because he wants to play with his family as a quintet, because like I think he said his mom and his sister plays violin and his other sister plays cello, so he was like, oh, I'll pick up viola, right? Because like that's the last spot to fill, and then we can play as a quintet. So yeah, like if you're, while you're locked down, it is nice to take an opportunity to show your music to your friends and family. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, as long as it's not like a professional setting, you're like in a business meeting. It's like, let me show you guys what, like, oh, but you were supposed to show it to TPS reports.
It depends on what type of professional too, because my brother-in-law used to work at a company where their Monday morning meetings, they would pass around the uke to, and whoever held it was the person who was talking. So yeah, even that, like, they probably would be impressed if you like took the uke and it was like, oh, I can play a little bit and
jam it up while you do your presentation. Oh, that's pretty cool, man. If you're doing like the chord changes to that Dylan tune while you're like briefing people.
And if
I would be impressed.
You use your headstock to point out numbers. If you look here, you can see that our quarterly is going up.
Yeah, while still playing. That's impressive. But yeah, just have fun. Share is what I'm trying to see. So, if you share what you've learned, it kind of motivates you to like get better. It makes you want to do more and learn more so that you can share more. It's fun. Just share your uke, share your skills, share music.
Rob pointed out like. I think he's saying that he might be doing virtual open mics too. So
cool. That is awesome. Yeah. That is awesome. You want to host ours? You want to host the Ukulele Underground one? Because UU has been wanting to do one. If we can get like a,
you gotta bring that back.
Volunteer to host it for us, that would be cool. So maybe we'll have a host sign up like to see who wants to do it. Maybe we'll have a different host every time. I don't know. Who knows? Give me ideas. Give us ideas. Don't just be like, I wish you would do this. It's like, let us know what and what are some ideas that you think that we can do to make your Ukulele on the Ground experience that much better. Let's work together. Right, Kahai?
Yeah.
See, there's no more lag between the right Kahais.
The only lag is if I'm paying attention or not.
But yeah, so next. Thanks, Rob. Thanks for the thanks for the video.
Yeah, that was our only student review for this week. But then we also got song submissions for the songwriting challenge.
Oh, cool beans. Yeah. So we got a couple of them. One from Hamsini and her sister. She did another original ukulele instrumental, which is awesome. Like one thing that I noticed just right off the bat is this young lady has like a natural knack for music. And
how old is she?
I'm embarrassed to not know.
like
she's
she
young.
looks like 6 or 7, right?
Yeah, she's super young. But like, just a natural knack for music because like we were talking about like her use of repetition to establish the melody. It's because like she played the melody and it's a pretty good melody line, and it's not hard. It's actually quite easy, but the way that she played it and the way that she repeated it, it just kind of established that this is the main melody of the song. I was almost in tears, like, oh, that's someone gets it. Someone understands, like the importance of melody, of melody line, and it was really good, like, and I think that she's going to be an excellent songwriter, especially on the ukulele. She gets it, but I dug it. I like the the addition of like I think it was like F or something, where she just gets faster and faster. That was pretty cool too. Like creates a little bit of excitement, but then it goes back to that that main melody, that main idea. But overall, I thought you did a great job. Okay. Another one we got from Ritesh. So Ritesh is another one. Same thing. He did the repetition too. But he was like, okay, I'm a cruise in this one, which I respect that. That's cool. Because the thing is, it might be so simple, but I came back from eating lunch and Aaron is playing like Ritesh's song on the ukulele. You know what I mean?
It's an earworm.
Yeah, that means no matter if you think it's just whatever, because you just went from right, he's just kind of doing this
C7, right?
Yeah, to C to C7. But it's just, you might think that it's just whatever, but it hit enough with Aaron that Aaron's playing it in his ukulele. Aaron Nakamura is covering you, at the ukulele on Office, and that's great as well. And I mean, Ritesh is always good. We talked about Ritesh last week where he played the cello suite. That was really cool. But this one, nice and simple. Kept it with the with the simple chords. I don't know if people were doing that because they thought that was the flat 7 we're kind of talking about, so going from the C to the B flat, be a flat 7 note. But I think we're talking about flat 7 chord, which is C and then goes to B flat back to C. But you know what? Still sounds cool. I don't care. And neither should you, because it was an awesome song. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think maybe Ritesh did that too to keep it within the 2 chords.
2 chords.
Right?
Yeah.
So C and C7.
Yeah.
But yeah, and Ritesh said he sent it earlier to us, I think, through our messaging system. And he said oh, here's my song submission for the songwriting challenge. And I think he said it it's only half done or something. But I was like, oh yeah, that's great. Keep those things, because I keep any or record any time you come up with something, and then just keep it on the side, because you never know when you'll come back to it and be like, oh, now I know how to add that verse or chorus to finish it off or make it new, or all I needed to add was a bridge or something. So yeah, that you can hear that's it's an earworm, but all he needs is something, maybe another part B.
Yeah, and then a connector or whatever.
Yeah. So
yeah, and I think because we were talking about just submit it, was it last week or something? We just said just submit it. Your unfinished songs, because
it's something. It's something.
That's just how it goes.
Yeah, partial credit is better than no credit, like in school, right? I didn't do it. It's here's unfinished.
We need to learn to do that, because a lot of times we'd be I'm gonna take an extension.
I don't know about you, man. I take partial credits all the time with just the one verse and one chorus.
Well, I guess so. But for the songwriting challenges, a lot of times we'll come in and we'll be did you finish your songs? Yeah. I was oh, I didn't. I gotta take another week.
Yeah, well, for all of these, what I've been doing is I just take my phone and I use a voice memo on my phone. And so I'll do whatever the song challenge title is, one. That would be my first recording. Oh, okay. And then I always end up with at least 4 or 5.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes more, sometimes a little less, but usually more than 3, usually about 4 or 5 different recordings of the same thing. Just kind of progressing the song a little further or adding a different part to it. So yeah.
So yeah, good job guys. I'll give them both, since there's only 2. I'll give them both extra private lessons as well. So Hamseen's got 2 in her pocket, I think, right? at this point.
Yeah.
Ritesh has got 1 more. So just say that this is the extra one or whatever. Just write it in the note on the because usually if I see the same name a third time, I cancel that I cancel that appointment. But if you put down this is my whatever extra that I got for writing a song, then I'll be okay, cool, that's the one. And so that's easy peasy, instant delivery on this on this prize. So that's the prize. Next week or next time we do it, a few students, I don't want to say a bunch, it's just a few of them wondered about my that bling for your thing that we were talking about the other week and stuff. So I had some private students that asked about that, and I'll get a cool one, and I'll start using it, in some in the videos in the next coming weeks, and then I will give that away to the winner of the I'll find a good one. I'm not just gonna be this bought at the ABC store or whatever. I'll get a cool one, and then we'll give that away. So this is like a used on screen use bling for your thing, for your uke thing. So it'll be fun. Yeah.
My sister had a suggestion for our next like challenge.
Yeah. What's that? Oh yeah. Let's. Why don't we put down a challenge now since everyone's submissions are in.
Yeah. Her suggestion was, what if we give just the title of a song, and everybody has to write what they think of when they think of the title of the song. So everybody has the same title, but then we'll see how they interpret that to turn it into music.
Sounds like. You guys remember like in elementary school where that sight is beautiful?
Yeah.
It's like that. Or like make an art based off the title "Sight is Beautiful."
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that. So let's come up with a title, and then you guys can write around that.
Wasn't like the winner for that is like that you get your art put into a calendar or something?
Yeah, or the newspaper or something. I forget what it was back then. I think back then you would get that and get like the your little Pizza Hut card thing.
Yeah.
No, that was Book It.
Oh, Book It. Never mind. Sorry, that was Book It. Oh, Aaron is quick too. Like, nope.
Yeah. I had the button. Book It.
Aaron's like, what are you guys talking about? I still do Book It. I still go to Pizza Hut.
Yeah. Those fools didn't put an expiration date on it.
You go into
so cashing in
personal
my pizza.
pan just for me.
You go into Pizza Hut and they're like, "How old are you?" And you're like, "I'm 10."
This is for my son. He's a really good boy.
What's your son's name? Marin.
Marin Nakamura. Yeah, Book It, man. I haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah.
Book It. Personal pan pizzas, little card things, right? Anyway, sorry for getting all nostalgic on you guys, but let's see. Well, so why don't you come up with the phrase, Kahai? Since
Rob said Herman the Armadillo.
Herman the Armadillo. Herman Armin.
Something else we could do is like, what if the three of us make like a title with each of us saying one word, and it goes like from one person to the next. We'll see if our hive mind can make a coherent like title.
Okay. So who goes first?
You go first because I have nothing in mind.
Let's say.
We'll go in the order that we go when we show songs. So
okay.
You go, I go, and then
Aaron.
The anchor.
Okay. Let's see. Jubilant.
Jubilant. Hive mind is not working today. Jubilant. Oh, we already kind of did. The first thing I thought of is summer.
I wanted to say happy, but I'm like, no, let's make it sound good. So it's another word, better word for happy.
Oh, it's not Jubilant. Okay, Jubilant October.
Ooh.
Jubilant October afternoon.
Oh.
Okay.
Jubilant October afternoon.
What made me think of October too is September from Earth, Wind and Fire. I just thought of like the 21st of September. Did you see the guy who made a video of that? He makes one every 21st.
No.
Where it's him dancing and he points at like signs that say it's the 21st.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is today. Yeah, he made a great one this year. So.
Shout out to Mark Baldonado. That's his birthday. So
oh, really?
I never forget Mark's birthday because it's always the 21st of September.
Yeah.
But some people argue, right? They say, do you post that video on the 21st day of September? Because it says the 21st night of September.
Yeah.
Which is technically the 22nd, right? So.
In Australia.
Oh, man. So Jubilant October afternoon. I thought you were going to say sky because that was like
October sky.
But no, afternoon. Jubilant October
Blueberry
afternoon.
sky.
Yeah. So that's the song that you have to write about. So write about Jubilant October skies. Oh, afternoons. I've watched me write a song. I was like, oh, what was the thing again that we have to write about?
Something about skies.
All I could think about is rockets for some reason. I don't know why.
Skyrockets in flight, afternoon delights.
Yeah.
Well, it's the movie, right? October, isn't it? October Sky.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay, so Jubilant October afternoons, like whatever that means to you, it doesn't even have to have words in it. You know, it can just be a song. It's the title of your song that you write. Pick whatever chords that you want to do. That I think if we just make that the guideline, I think everyone should have like a free pass to do whatever for this specific one. Okay, we just want to see you guys write some stuff. You know,
we're not gonna ask for an essay being like you have to explain why it reminds you of Jubilant October Sky. It's like no
afternoon.
Dang it.
Jubilant October afternoon. Oh man. Everyone's gonna write about skies.
Skies, yeah.
I think that's gonna be the title for this week's podcast. Is like Jubilant October Sky. No, wait. Afternoon.
No, wait, afternoon. Yeah. Jubilant October afternoon. Okay, so that's it. That's the only guideline. Whatever key you guys want to do it in, whatever chords you want to do, whatever time signature, whatever chord progression, just write about Jubilant October afternoon or afternoons. Bonuses. Let's see. Make it to the style of Earth, Wind, and Fire. Disco.
Disco. Okay.
Disco. Yeah. Since we're talking about Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah.
Disco is one. That sounds like fun. What else, Kai?
Or funk.
Funk. Yeah.
We haven't done like 3/4 in a while.
Okay. Yeah, so 3/4 or funk, disco, 70s funk or disco. What else?
Is there like a weird chord that we can challenge people to add in? Because we did the
diminish and we did augmented the other time.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Add in a Benny Chong chord.
Well, we're talking about sevenths. No, but sevenths are too easy, right?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't make it interesting.
I think Rob in the chat was talking about how he uses nine chords as substitution for sevenths sometimes.
Yeah. How about that? Nine chords.
Nine chords.
Yeah. Nine chords.
Mm-hmm.
So for those people wondering what a 9 chord is, it's just basically just adding that, the next note above the root, right? So for example, this is a C. This is a C9. Because it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So from here, that would be the 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you have the 1, 1, 3, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 9.
Can you show like maybe how to play a F9 and a G9 too?
F9 be right here. Or F9 be this if you want to do that. Okay, so that is just the G. What's the one note above the root note for that chord, which is F. So the root note will be F. So one step above that will be a G. So just F with a G in it, which is that. It will be that G. Okay. D. Let's see. So you got that D. Maybe adding this or that
G9
or G9. This. So from the G, because G, A would be the 9. So you just let go of that middle finger. Gives you the 9. Or you want to keep that B in there, you can add this in there, or bar the whole second fret. It's just as long as you have that A. It's a 9. This is a 9. This is a 9. So 9 chords. 9 chords. 9. That's fun. 9 chords are fun. Okay, cool. So we've established our. Let's lay down the ground rules again. Jubilant October afternoon. That's it. 3/4 disco funk 9 chords. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Anything else? Am I missing anything?
No, I mean we always do lyrics, right?
Lyrics, yeah.
Lyrics are always a bonus.
Right.
So yep.
Okay, I think that's good. I think this is one of those few times that I might just do an instrumental instead because I shot myself in the foot by saying Jubilant.
I thought I was catching you guys off guard, but it was actually a trap for myself. So for us, it's gonna be due in 2 weeks, and then for everybody else, it's gonna be due in 3. So that's like the 15th and the 22nd.
Yes. Okay. So man, I should get right on that.
I always say that too, and then it comes down to like, oh my gosh, it's due next week. I gotta start getting on it.
Or due tomorrow. In my case, it's like, oh my god, I should write something.
I think me and you, we have the same like track record, and then Aaron is the one who's like, I got it done.
Apparently he has like 4 drafts on his phone or whatever. 4 or 5 drafts on his phone.
Yeah,
I only have 1 draft the day before.
30 minutes before.
30 minutes before, there's no draft.
I have 4 or 5 drafts too, but it's just because I start something and I like throw it away. I'm like, I hate this. Gotta start all over again.
Yeah. Okay. So 2 weeks and 3 weeks for those people. So in the next 2 weeks, you'll see a little hanging thing from my Uke, and then we'll give away that hanging thing. So I'll keep it as a surprise.
You should wait for 3 weeks when it's due. So people have to turn in a song before they see it. That way, like, because they might see it and be like, I don't want to do a song anymore.
Yeah. And it could be anything, because you can hang anything from there. Let's just say that. If this might not even be a key, it's not going to be a keychain. It's like, because I usually use keychains and then put it down like that, or little charms and stuff. But when you think about it, you can hang anything on top of that ukulele. It's a mystery prize. Well, not going to be a mystery next week, I guess.
It's like when you guys went to China, right, and brought back like chicken feet or duck feet. That's what's going to be hanging, and then they're like,
who knows?
No, thank you.
We don't. No one knows. Okay, so I don't even know. I have an idea of what I want to do. That's really it. Just, there's no limit of what you can hang. I've seen somebody hang a vacuum cleaner on top of their on their ukulele headstock. That's been done. What else have we? What other crazies have we seen with headstock hangers? Do you remember any of the others, Aaron?
There was a Spider-Man, like a
giant Spider-Man.
Giant stuffed Spider-Man.
That's right. It's like a stuffed animal or stuffed toy Spider-Man.
Yeah,
that was really cool.
There was some good ones. A bunch of keychains and just some random things. But
I think the vacuum cleaner was the one that won. Either that or was the dreadlocks. What won?
I think it was a vacuum cleaner.
A vacuum cleaner? Okay.
That was amazing that they could actually support a vacuum cleaner with the ukulele. We're not encouraging anyone to try to break their ukulele.
What I would do is I would do Inception style, where it's like you zoom in on the keychain, and it turns out that it's you, and then so it keeps zooming in, and it's you holding your ukulele, and when it zooms in again, it's a smaller you holding the ukulele. And it turtles all the way down.
It's just a picture of me holding a picture. Me holding a picture.
I would do the computer work to comp in like an actual person, like so you can keep zooming. Yeah.
Oh man, that is cool. So yeah, the mystery prize is what we're gonna give away. It's fun. It's gonna be good though.
Lori asked, where do we turn it in to? So you can submit songs to the forum.
Yeah.
Or you can send it directly to us at questions@Ukulele Underground.
Yep. So no matter how we get them, as long as you're saying, hey, this is a submission for the songwriting challenge, blah blah blah, we count it. Yeah. As long as it gets to higher Aaron, it's all good. Don't give it to me though; it'll get lost. I mean, we're gonna be honest. I feel like honesty is the best policy, right, guys?
Truer words have never been spoken.
See, it doesn't matter if it's a physical thing or an email or whatever. It'll get lost. If you give it to me, it'll get lost. Like, just don't give me stuff. I'll lose it. Guaranteed.
I definitely do that with my mom. I'm like, can you hold this for me? Because I know that I'm not going to keep it. But I just think it's funny how, like, when we go on trips Aaron suddenly becomes like the mom. It's like, Aaron, can you hold this? Because I know I'm not gonna.
And I'd rather hold it than give it to Aldrine. I'd rather hold it myself. So that's why, like, I'm always surprised every time one of you guys is like, oh, can you hold this memory card or whatever? I'm like,
No.
Are you guys serious? Because it's like, oh, it'll just be a second. I'm like, okay, but who knows what's gonna happen in those how many seconds that
Precious
it's
few seconds.
that's in my hand. You never know.
There is a story of a dad, and he was in the movie theater, and they walked out, and his son was crying. He's like, why are you crying? He's like, I lost my shoe. And he looked down, and he's like, his son lost his left shoe. So he's like, okay, let's go find it. And they went, around where they're sitting. They finally found it. They put it back on. And when he looked at his son's shoe again, he's like, you lost your right shoe. How'd you lose your right shoe in the time where you're trying to find your left shoe? What's going on?
Yeah, I know my mind's hazy, and I'm very forgetful, and I'm just messy. I'm a messy dude. Like, I put it down somewhere. Yeah. Don't give me anything valuable. That's
I'm gonna have to call Mike and make sure that he got the guitar. I'm giving Aldrine a guitar to give to Mike Odo.
You have to follow up on it
I'm
today.
I'm gonna double check with Mike and make sure that he got it.
Well, like today, right? You were like, oh no, I forgot to bring the mic to use for the podcast.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I brought one. I was planning to bring it anyways, but I was like, yeah, I got it. No.
I brought it last week. Why? Because Kahai was like, hey, Aldrine, can you bring that? I'm like,
Yeah.
I got it.
You guys surprised me when Aaron called me and was like, oh, Aldrine's already down here. I was like, I was planning to call him to remind him to bring some stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, way ahead of you. I was responsible and was at work on time, like how a responsible adult should be. I wasn't here at 9. I was late still, but I was here before Kahai. That's all that counts. Aaron was definitely here. He was here since last night. All right. Any more topics before we go?
I think that's it.
All right. Before we go, there is one topic that I want to talk about. Brand new play along going on right now, and brand new lesson on the site. We did a Celine Dion song of "That's the Way It Is." We featured our awesome friend Modern Flow. It's Trina B. Mm-hmm. Trina. She's been featured before. She did moves like Jagger. She was also part of
Seasons of Love.
Yeah, Seasons of Love, that Red song. So we brought her back. We haven't worked with her in a long time. She's awesome. She's from the Bay Area. We featured her voice. It was cool. So check it out. There's a brand new play along on our brand new channel. So make sure you subscribe to that channel. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So subscribe. Make 10 more accounts and then subscribe to that channel with those 10 accounts. We'd appreciate it. Hit the bell notification and to let you guys know whenever we bring up some new stuff. So now that your brand new workspace, brand new office, we'll be cranking out some new play-alongs. That's not even in the not even counting the monthly ones that we're doing. So we've got lots of cool stuff, surprises in store. So make sure you're subscribed to be the first one. It's like, oh, did you know that they're doing this now? I did. I subscribed a long time ago. Get on the ground floor, get on the ground floor of this brand new venture of Ukulele Underground. You don't want to say that you don't want to be the Johnny Come Lately, just like, oh, you hear about this cool new channel, Ukulele Play-Alongs? It's like, yeah, I was there before they had 100 subscribers. So.
Don't you want to be a YouTube hipster? I subscribed to them before they were
cool.
They were popular, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Ukulele Underground, but you don't know Ukulele Over Soul. Oh, snap. Oh, but you don't know.
Don't want to go too deep with them.
Yeah. But Boss 79. Oh, whoa. Back then. See, only cool people know what those are, right? So be like the cool people. Subscribe now to Ukulele Play-Alongs, our brand new channel on YouTube. There's a couple or 2 or 3. We have 3 now on there, right? So we have 3 videos on there. We have What's Going On by Marvin Gaye. We have Opihi Man. And now we have That's the Way It Is by Celine Dion. Learn those songs over at Ukulele on the Ground. Then use the play-alongs and play along. Okay, so brand new lesson. Check it out. We break it down step by step as usual. You know, with the care and intensity and accuracy that we normally do here at Ukulele. That what you expect from us, you know? Right, Kahai? It's always 100% accurate, right? Always. Especially if I ain't got you. Yeah. Never. We would never put out content that was not right.
It's accurate, right? Like every 4 pounds, every 4 bars or something.
Every 4 bars, yeah, it's just 12, right?
It's accurate again.
Yeah, it catches up, is what it is. It ages like fine wine.
Well, you can say that you're intentionally doing it in a different time signature.
I was doing poly times.
Polyrhythms.
Okay? Yeah, polyrhythms. See? We were doing it before all these Jacob Collier guys, and see, that's us. See, you expect the awesome trailblazing things that we do here at Ukulele on the Ground, just like how we trailblazed that video. If I Ain't Got You. For those people who don't get it, that song is in 6/8 and we did it in 4/4. That was my bad. That's totally my bad. Nobody else's. I will accept the responsibility for that. I was late. I came late. I lost some things, and I lost the paper. See, don't give me anything. I'll lose it. And that's what happens. We put out content like that, right, Kai? Were you there?
No, that was...
It's because Kahai wasn't there. That's why it was not, it wasn't accurate. See, Kahai makes sure that everything that we put out has 100% accuracy.
Yeah, sure.
Except the sound that we put up is like a step down from like the original key.
Yeah. So for this month it was not accurate either.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's actually a bunch of lessons that we did that we didn't do play-alongs to. I mean, a lot of the whiteboard requests we didn't do play-alongs to. The first year of us doing tutorials, we didn't do play-alongs for it. So we might go back and do some of those too. So
here, Kahai, what? Let's see if Kahai knows Ukulele Underground history and trivia. What is the very first ukulele play-along that Ukulele Underground put out? I
don't think you would know.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Because it's no longer there yet.
Yeah.
Oh. What do you take a guess? What do you think it is, Kai?
Is it that Christmas song that got taken down because of copyright?
Yeah.
Oh yes. Which one?
I don't know. Like I forget what.
I forget.
We've done so many Christmas songs, right?
It was Let It Snow.
Let It Snow.
Yeah, Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow. That got taken down. That was the very first ukulele play along, and I didn't even know like what Aaron wanted from me because I didn't know like what the format was, like on the play along and stuff. Like I guess I'll go around Koloa Town because we filmed it in Koloa Town during Christmas time.
Yeah.
And I was like, I guess I'll just play and you film me. What's happening right now?
Wear a hat, Santa hat.
It's not like I had a YouTube video or channel that I can watch and just copy. Like just do exactly what they do.
We should.
We had to invent.
Yeah, we had to like make it up because we like did it first.
For this Christmas, we should do a different song, not Let It Snow.
Yeah.
And we should go back to Koloa and you should wear a Santa hat and the mask, and we'll kind of like recreate that same thing too, but a different song.
Yeah. But right on, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to Thursday Live Lesson. This has been Aldrine. That's Aaron and Kahai. We'll see you folks tomorrow for Aloha Friday Live Jam. Keep it locked in here at ukuleleontheground.com. Sign up now if you're not a member for UU Plus to take your ukulele playing to the next level. Have a great one. Aloha.